Hey y'all, my name's Beth and I'm an American living in South Korea, and here's what I got up to in the month of November. I was able to explore a bit this month, but my main focus was just looking at the beautiful changing leaves. I figured that I can share about my month and also share a little bit more about myself in this video. First up this month was an FC Seoul vs Ulsan soccer game at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Two things you need to know about Korean sporting events. Number one, there will be fantastic food, and number two, there are super fun chants to sing along with. This was my first professional soccer game I've ever been to, and I really enjoyed the energy. Every minute of the game was fun to watch, but what really made it fun was the special chants that the crowd had for each player. There was a player on the Ulsan team that the crowd hated more than anyone else, and they booed him every time he was on the screen or had possession of the ball, and I have never seen a whole crowd boo somebody, and I just know if that were me, I'd just walk off. Both teams played really well this day and kept the game super engaging. But the mega fan section was almost as fun to watch as watching the game, as they had banners going, flags flying, and of course had a steady stream of chants or songs. Just listen to this. The game ended in a tie, which I didn't know could happen, but overall the game was super fun, and I highly recommend going to a soccer game if you're ever in South Korea. I had a lot of energy after the game, and I was already in Seoul, so I hopped on over to Hongdae area. This is an area where you will see many people busking and many more people gathering to watch them. Some of the performers even have quite a following and had professional cameramen taking photos of them. There are plenty of shops and things around here, and I decided to go into the Nike store because I've been wanting to customize something. And for some reason, I went with the most basic design ever. Please don't question me about this. Later in the month, it really started to feel like fall, so I had to go out and about and do my favorite fall activity, leaf looking, if that's a word. Helena and I headed over to Sungkyunkwan University because they have a massive ginkgo tree. Look how stunning this thing is. We of course had a photo shoot here, so here are some of those photos. After our photos, we of course went to a cafe to defrost a bit. The vibe of the cafe was like visiting someone's home, and the drinks were super delicious. And then I was headed back to Daejeon. So now I'll share a little bit more about myself. I moved to Daejeon, South Korea originally in 2022 as an English teacher with the EPIC program. I taught with that program for a year, and in that time I really fell in love with South Korea. Some of my favorite things to do are to simply explore, whether that be cafes, historical sites, and nature, and Korea offers plenty of nature. Living in Korea has taught me a lot about myself, and I have many special memories here. I've also tried a lot of new things while living here, and one of those things was pottery. I took a ceramics class for about 2 months, and in November, my items were ready for pickup. My sweet instructor Jen taught me a lot, and I'm not the best potter as you can see, but I really enjoyed making something with my hands and hope to join another ceramics class in the new year. Living in Korea has also made me realize a lot about myself. The funniest of those realizations is that I think I have a face that screams "talk to me," as I've been approached by people so many times in Korea. Usually, it's just people wanting to practice English, or maybe it's people that are just a bit curious about me. 99% of my interactions have been overwhelmingly positive and actually kind of fun. I've learned to love being approached and have many stories of my random conversation with strangers. It actually became a joke among my friends that I always get approached. And actually, when I was out taking some of these videos, a sweet older man wanted to see what I was doing, so he asked me to show him, and I showed him the videos and photos that I had taken that day, and he said I did a really great job. So I got his approval, and I hope that I have y'all's approval as well. To share one last thing about myself, which is a little bit apparent here, I've always enjoyed taking photos and videos, and I have for years. I've kept up with a travel journal for about 2 years now, where I document all of my photos from the activities and adventures that I go on. But these days, I've been wanting to do something with those videos as well. Like I said earlier, I really enjoy exploring, and it makes me really happy to share what I've captured. I absolutely love fall in Korea. It's my favorite season here by far. I was so glad I got to see all the beautiful trees and leaves that fell. I was out of town in the last week of November, and when I came back, it was full winter mode, snow on the ground and everything. So fall abruptly ended, but I'm so excited for all the things I'll get up to in winter. And I can't wait to share those things with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all!